What's up guys, it's Kyra and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am back with another one of my beauty basics tutorials, and today's focus will be all about color corrector. This is also one that I get asked about quite a bit. You guys know that I typically don't color correct too often in my videos because honestly I feel like the older I'm getting, the less and less I care about like really correcting and making sure everything is like super nice and even, like there's no flaws at all. I don't really care about that as much anymore, which is why I don't do it as often. But I know that there are some of you guys out there who really do care about that and who do want to know about that. So that's why I'm doing it, to help you guys out. So if you guys don't know, color correcting concealers are designed to hide skin imperfections like redness, sallowness, dark circles, and general discoloration. They're particularly good for anyone with dark circles, scars, dark spots, and hyperpigmentation. So if you guys are in the store and you're browsing around, you may have come across different shades or tones of color correctors. And I thought a video would be really great to break it down because it's really important to know what each shade is used for and essentially how to use the corrector. You have to figure out what your skin type is, what area of concern you're trying to fix, and then of course cater the corrector to that particular problem. It is not a one size fits all situation. There's orange correctors, there's purple correctors, there's green correctors, there's like all different shades. So it's important to know, what you're needing to correct, and then of course pick the corrector that's for that particular problem. Because I am a woman of color and I really only deal with like darker or like brownish, deep purplish hued pigmentation, I honestly only use and have used like one shade of corrector, which I'll get into later. But there are various shades that I've never used, and so I wanted to really dig in and figure out what those other shades are used for. Basically, how they created and figured out, what shade goes with which is whoever invented this product basically looked at a color wheel and figured out that, okay, green cancels out red, purple cancels out yellow, and so on and so forth. Okay, so first up is if you have more olive toned pigmentation. It's not super common. I've never seen too many people that have a bit of an olive undertone, but there are people out there that do. And if you have an olive pigmentation, so for example, I'll kind of start with myself first. When I say pigmentation, I'm talking about the areas that are darker than my normal skin complexion. Okay, so I have a lot of, older acne scars, basically scars that, were created from acne or whatever that have just faded into like just marks, So like down here on my cheek, for example, those are all spots that I got from breakouts, and they have been there for years, you guys. Like, they're just not going away. They've been there for years, but looking at them, I know that these are more of a brownish or like deep purple hued pigmentation, okay? Same thing here under my eyes. You guys know I have my problem areas, which is like the two spots I have right here. And those also fall in that like deep brown, deep purplish family. But I don't really have any other spots per se, aside from those deep brownish, purplish hued spots. But if you're someone whose spots have more of an olive undertone, then you'll want to use a pink color corrector. Now, they have tons of drugstore brands that have correctors, even high-end brands that have good correctors. So just find a really good pink undertoned corrector to help cancel out and balance out those olive tones. Also, pink correctors do correct yellow and mild green hues as well. So again, kind of falling into that olive family, if you do find yourself that has some, yellow hues or some mild green hues, a pink corrector will be good to combat that as well. Next up, we have our green correctors. Now, I actually see green in stores pretty often. Again, there's a ton of drugstore brands as well as high-end brands that do offer green color correctors. And green color correctors are great for canceling out redness. Okay, so if you have or you suffer from red discoloration, then you'll want to use a green color corrector. And also I want to note that green corrects, of course, extreme redness, such as birthmarks, rashes, and skin sensitivities. And it's also great for moderate redness as well. So kind of if you're just in a general redness family, then you'll want to do green. Okay, so next up we have yellow correctors. Now, I don't really see yellow too often in the stores, but yellow corrects pink and mild red hues. So if you have like extreme or like really red spots, then a green one will probably be best. But if you have like mild redness or like some really strange pink spots, then a yellow corrector will be good to combat and cancel out that yellow and mild redness, okay? So you've done our yellow corrector, which is great for pink and mild red hues. We've done our green corrector, which is good for redness. And then we've done our pink corrector, which is great for olive tones, okay? And again, you guys, I'm just reading these out because I honestly don't use any of those shades, and it would be really pointless for me to actually be a fake applying corrector to actually correct things that don't exist. So I'm kind of reading them out for you guys to just get an idea of what shade you may need. But of course, I will go ahead and show you guys how to actually apply it here in a second. Okay, so now we have our purple corrector, and purple and blue tones neutralize yellow and orange pigments, okay? So if you don't have like really extreme yellow spots, but you do have like some yellow there or some orange hues, then a purple corrector will cancel that out and will be great before you apply foundation. So it does note that, for example, like if you self-tan, if you have like those toned spots over your face or somewhere on your body, then a good purple corrector would be good to cancel that out. So kind of just think really, really orange, okay? And then lastly, we have the most popular one, which is the orange, red, peach family. And I actually read a stat that said that 80% of women fall into this category, okay? So red, orange, and peach correctors are the correctors that you should use to correct blue hues, under eye circles, and dark spots caused by aging or sun damage, okay? So orange is great for covering up a blue bruise, while lighter shades of orange, like peach, are better for covering a more mild case of blues, okay? So it says lighter skin tones can use peach for covering hyperpigmentation, while deep skin tones benefit from orange and red tones. So if you guys caught on, you guys see that orange, red, and peach fall into the same general family. The purpose of those is to cancel out those deeper, more bluish, more deep purplish, more deep brownish colored spots. So like here, I have those really dark, deep spots on my face, and even here under my eyes, and it doesn't fall into any of those other categories, which is why I know that it is supposed to be corrected with the orange or peach or red corrector. And you guys also heard that if you are a lighter complexion, then you should use a more peach corrector, and if you are more deep to dark, then you want to use a orange or red corrector. I know that from experience, I attest to that, because of course the deeper the skin, you'll want something to really cancel out those pigments or that discoloration. And if you use a peacher tone and you have really, really deep skin, that peach may not do the trick, because of course peach is lighter than an orange or a red. You know what I'm saying? So again, you want to cater that shade to your skin tone. I kind of fall in the middle, and I'll show you guys here in a second what my preference is as far as peach versus orange, because I'm not fair, but I'm also not super deep either. So I'm kind of like right in the middle. Again, color corrector is just an optional step. It's not necessary. But if you do have like a really big birthmark, or if you do have like a really severe scar, or like really, really bad pigmentation from maybe acne or whatever it could be, then this would be a really, really, really good step to help you get nice, even coverage across your face. So, if you see yourself having, discoloration even with foundation, then go ahead and try color correcting, because again, it'll help to really even out and cancel out those, that discoloration. So that way, whenever you go ahead and apply the foundation and concealer, it'll be nice and even and smooth, and you won't have those random spots there. That is the different types of correctors, and, figuring out what shade cancels out which shades, okay? So for the actual color corrector application, I had thought that this would be more helpful if I actually do more of a do and don't type of version of this video, because I feel like there are a lot of ways to do this wrong. And honestly, it's way more simple than people think. It's so simple, you guys. So I'm going to do the do on my right side and the don't on my left side and give you guys an idea of what works for me. I have here 3 color correctors, and these are honestly the 3 that I have used in the past and that I really, really do love. Okay, so starting with the cheapest and then working my way up. So the cheapest is the Holy Grail LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer. Okay, so this is an OG. It's like $3 or $4 at the local beauty supply store, wherever or whoever sells, Ulta, whoever sells LA Girl. And they actually have a wide array of color correctors. So I believe that this comes in like the green and the white and the yellow and the purple, whatever. So they do have a wide array of color corrector shades to pick from. Next up, we have the CoverGirl Full Spectrum Contour and Correct Expert Versatile Cream Palette. Now, if you guys have watched my recent videos over the past few months, you guys know that I have just instantly fallen in love with this CoverGirl color corrector. And for the price point, it's so amazing. Like, look at it. It is obviously very messy and very well used because I use it all the time. And I love this one because it literally fits just about every skin tone, every skin type. You can use these for more of a spot treatment, if you will. But of course, the orange shade up here is perfect for color correcting before you go ahead and apply concealer and foundation. So I love this shade, but I do like these other shades as well for more spot treating, which is just whenever you just apply foundation to cover up any areas that may need some more coverage. So those are great for that. This one down here, which I've never used this shade actually, but it's also great for contouring. But I do love this one here for color correcting. And then lastly, this is the most expensive one, but it is honestly my favorite color corrector that I have ever used. And it is the MAC Peach Luster Prep and Prime Pen. Now, this one here I love because it is just that it's very peachy. Comes like this. It's a really compact design. And you pop it open and it has more of a pen applicator. So you just twist the bottom up and the product comes out from the top. And then you just take the pen and then swipe it on and apply it wherever you need it. It is a holy grail for me. And I'll explain why I love this one more than I do the LA Girl, for example. So let's say I was doing my makeup and I've already done a video on primer, which is why I'm already primed and prepped. If you guys missed that video, then go ahead and check it out. I talked through how to properly apply primer and what primers to pick for your skin type. And I do apply corrector after I apply a primer. So my steps are typically primer, then corrector, then foundation, then concealer. The reason why I actually prefer the MAC Prep and Prime pen is because on my skin tone, I actually prefer peach tones versus orange tones. If I were deeper and I did have a deeper skin tone, I would absolutely go for like the LA Girl, something like that, to help, cancel out that pigmentation. But because I am like right in the middle, I have learned from experience that I don't need to apply too much orange or too much red to my skin to cancel out those areas, because the areas of my face are not, and like their spots are there, they're obviously visible, but they're not super dark to where I need a whole lot of coverage and a whole lot of color to cancel it out. Also, from my experience, because I am like right there in the, medium deep family, and because my foundation isn't too deep, I have found that a lot of times if I use a really dark corrector like this one here, then it ends up mixing in with the foundation and it actually turns the foundation orange. So just to give you guys an idea of like the different shades. So here's Peach Luster. So you see how Peach Luster is definitely more of a peachy shade, not as dark and as orange and as vibrant as like the LA Girl, which is this one here. See the difference? So you see how the LA Girl corrector is like very, very much a reddish orange concealer. I don't need this much redness and this much oranginess to cancel out the spots. So again, it's all about us figuring out what your skin needs, what your complexion is, And then, you know, just testing and trying out different shades to figure out, okay, what do I need to cancel this out? And then just for comparison, here is the CoverGirl one. And you see how this is definitely still in the orange family. It is deeper than Peach Luster, but it's definitely not even near as deep as the LA Girl one. So to me, it's just the LA Girl one is just too harsh and just way too orange and too red for my skin tone. But I'm sure it works on other people. Okay, so for my don't side, I'm going to go ahead and use the LA Girl Orange Corrector. So taking this and applying this all over. Now, this is another don't, okay? This is an absolute don't. The reason why is because, people, we don't need corrector everywhere. Like, we're applying foundation. There's no point to apply corrector everywhere. So just like with primer, you only want to apply this where you need it. Now, you guys know I have my spot under my eyes. The spot is literally right here, y'all. Okay. And I have some spots down here on both sides of my lower jawline. So I want to only apply the corrector on the spot. Like, I don't need to have it coming down my cheek. I don't need to have it just going all over. I don't have to correct and balance out everywhere because I don't need to correct everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Just correct where you need to correct. Also, when it comes to just blending it out, I have seen people just take a fluffy brush and just get to blending. Again, blending it all over. And that, again, is no-no because you don't need it everywhere. Like, this is a fluffy brush that you use for stippling to really smooth out and blend out foundation or whatever product you're using. So if I go ahead and use this to blend out color corrector, then I'm going to be blending it out everywhere. See? So now, like, this whole portion of my face is just orange. And so imagine applying a foundation, especially one that's like, you know, within my skin tone. Imagine applying a foundation on top of this. This will absolutely get mixed in with my foundation and will start to look really, really orange really fast. So on the do side, what I do, let's take my Peach Luster, which is one I love. Again, for me, I know that I need a peachy tone. I don't have to go this dark. So I apply it there on my spot and also just spot treat where needed down here. Again, it's all about applying it where you need it. You can even go ahead and apply, like if you have some discoloration around your mouth, which some people do, you can always go ahead and apply a little bit around your mouth. Basically, just anywhere where you see like a little bit of darkness compared to the rest of your face, I'll apply a corrector there. And then what I do is I love to take just a small flat dome brush. This is actually a Beach Cosmetics brush that I got in a set years ago. And I love this one for blending out color corrector. Because I'll take it and just press it in place. Like so. I'm not really moving it around and kind of, you know, blending it outwards. It's more so just pressing it in place. So that way it's really canceling out just that area. So look, you guys see the difference? So like now I've actually gone ahead and canceled out that under eye area. You can't even really see it at all anymore, and it's nice and corrected. So whenever we go ahead and apply the foundation on top of it, it'll look nice and smooth and even under there. So same thing here, and just press it into place and just concentrate on the areas that need the corrector, you guys. Just those areas. So now that peach tone has canceled out that darkness, so it's a really nice, good canvas for the foundation. And that is how I apply color corrector. So it's very, very simple, very, very easy. It's a lot easier than people think it is because it's not about applying it all over. It's just about applying it where you need it and really figuring out, okay, like I have, you know, purple or blue hued pigmentation or yellow or olive. And then of course, figuring out the color corrector that you need to use and then properly placing it in the desired area and then pressing it in and blending it in to where it's basically kind of diffused away. So I really hope this video gave you guys a good idea as far as, you know, how to pick your corrector tone and also how to apply it properly. And this, you know, gave you guys some more insight as far as exactly what a color corrector is used for and how to use it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And then let me know down below what I should do next. I'm considering doing concealer next, but y'all let me know. Can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.